If you want the Miami Heat to shock the NBA playoffs world again and beat the Boston Celtics to take a 2-1 series lead tomorrow night at home at the Kaseya Center, I'm already getting fired up for the game and we're 24 hours away. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 200 likes on today's video. We get to 200. I think Miami is going to get a win in Game 3. All right, before we dive into today's show, I did want to give you guys a Terry Rozier injury update. But one issue with this, the Miami Heat are being a little bit fraudulent here. As you know, the NFL draft is here, and I have to cover that alongside doing this. And timetables were set, and I just could not wait any longer on the Rozier injury update. And we have to go to NFL draft stuff, but I still wanted to bring you guys a video. So unfortunately, we could not get a full update on Terry Rozier with this video, but stay tuned and follow me on Twitter because when there is an update, I'll let you know over there. So follow me at Nic_Rohloff. But I do want to mention that Terry Rozier returning in this series would move mountains for the Miami Heat. Bringing him back into the fold would just be great. This is a 20-point-per-game scorer we're talking about, someone that can really spread out the defense of the Celtics, take some pressure off Tyler Herro's shoulders to be that main initiator. I mean, we saw Tyler play arguably the best game of his career on Wednesday against the Celtics with his playmaking, 14 assists, making 6 threes, and having 20-plus points, and just being in control of his game. But you bring in Scary Terry where he could handle, let Tyler play off ball a little bit, go more to his preferred role of being that shooter and marksman, moving around, getting pinned downs for, getting downhill. Terry Rozier would just open up this offense, provide more scoring for Miami. And he said the other day at practice before Game 2 that he would like to return in this series. I don't know when that is going to be, but maybe it is for Game 3 on Saturday night. If I had to make my prediction, I think it would be closer to Game 5 the following Wednesday. Maybe Game 4 on Monday. I'd be stunned if it was tomorrow, but if he's able to give you that scoring punch and ball handling back into the lineup alongside Herro and Bam, you really do have a shot to take down the Boston Celtics going forward. And if you want Terry Rozier to return, show the love to Scary Terry. Spam those twos down below. I want to see everybody type in those twos to give him all the love that he deserves. So get in the comment section and get active. All right, I do want to go over some keys to victory in Game 3, and I think the number one has to be to weather the storm. And what do I mean by that? Well, you just went up into Boston and ruffled some feathers. You beat them badly. You beat them by double digits. You kind of embarrassed them, to be honest, on a national stage because they were 14.5-point favorites, and you beat them by 10. You can't do math. You just beat Vegas by 24.5. So, listen, they're going to come out with a vengeance. They're going to want to punch you in the face very early in this game like they did in Game 1, starting off 12-0. You have to weather the initial storm. It would not surprise me one bit if Miami found themselves down by double digits in the opening period. You just got to find a way to battle back and not let that initial punch that gets thrown by Boston knock you out. What's the saying? It's not how hard you get hit. It's about how quickly you can get up or something like that. I don't know. Close enough. I'm not a wordsmith. That's not why I'm here. Number 2, you need all-star Tyler Herro to stay here. I mentioned how impactful it would be for Terry Rozier to be in this lineup for Miami, so Herro has a little bit of rest, at least during the game, and isn't completely pressured to do everything in terms of ball handling and facilitating for Miami. But the way Herro played on Wednesday is the player that Heat fans thought he could be and what this front office thought he could potentially rise to, which is why he wasn't included in some trade offers. He's dodged Kevin Durant. He's dodged Donovan Mitchell. He's dodged Bradley Beal. He dodged Damian Lillard. Like, this man has been constantly put into trade talks, and he has constantly missed them, and he's still on this roster. Maybe it's because of the other teams not wanting to play ball with Miami, but evidently he's still here, and we thought he could be an all-star caliber player. And what he showed you on Wednesday is that ceiling we thought was attainable, where he's knocking down 6 threes. He's shooting 50% from the field, but he's also in full control of this Heat offense and can lead a group of guys like Caleb Martin, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Jovic, Haywood Highsmith to a road win against a 64-win team by double digits. If Herro can even give you just 70% of what he did on Wednesday, I'm going to like Miami's chances to get another win in this series. And make sure you are subscribed because the NFL Draft is here, yes, but we are still carving out time here at Chat Sports and at the Heat Report to get you a live show. Subscribe to the channel and join us for Game 3, Heat-Celtics. Very, very pivotal game. This game usually influences who ends up winning the series, so don't miss it. Subscribe and join us for our live show tomorrow afternoon. Number 3, you need to make Jaylen Brown beat you. The Celtics do not have a good track record when JB scores 28 and 30 points plus in the playoffs. They simply don't. So if you just want to ride with statistics and those trends, if you let Jaylen Brown go off offensively, that is fine. You saw him have 28 in the first half against you on Wednesday, and he only finished with 33, which, by the way, strap up if you're asking me in that second half. But he scored 28 in the first 24 minutes, and it didn't mean anything. Jaylen Brown, if you want to go for 28, you want to go for 30 again, I'm cool with that. You just can't let Derek White. You can't let Porzingis. You can't let Jrue Holiday. You can't let the supporting cast of Boston beat you. If you want to let Jaylen Brown and Tatum combine for 55, good by me. Just don't let the other three go for 50 as well. We are sponsored by PrizePicks, so make sure you are getting going with the #1 daily fantasy sports app on the market. Join more than 3 million members who play PrizePicks on a daily basis, and you can get a first deposit match up to $100 when you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. April is almost over, but there are still NBA playoffs. We got second round, conference finals, NBA finals. Same thing on the ice with the NHL. You don't want to miss the biggest moments in sports, so play daily fantasy sports alongside it. It makes watching the game so much more fun, and you can win up to 100 times your money when you just pick more than or less than. It is that simple. Four entries or four player stat projections can get you up to 100 times your money. I'm going with 3 for the game on Saturday. I'll go more than on Tyler Herro, 14.5 points. I'm kind of going with a goblin here just to ensure a win potentially here. It's a lower stat projection, but it's also a little bit of a lower payout if I win. I'll go more than on Caleb Martin, 1.5 3-pointers. I think he'll continue his 3-point barrage against the Boston Celtics. And I will go more than on Jaylen Brown, 21.5 points. Listen, I do think Miami and Eric Spoelstra realizes that you can win if he's the one that dominates the offensive end for Boston. So I don't think they're too concerned with that. But get started today. Easy, quick withdrawals with an enormous amount of stat projections, which make playing daily fantasy sports so much fun. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Or you can just download the app. It is in the description and comments of today's video. Number 4. Outshoot them from 3. And obviously you did this in Game 2 on Wednesday, right? You set a franchise record for 3-pointers made in a game in the postseason with 23. You shot unbelievably good from 3. And I'm not expecting Miami to go out there and shoot above 50% from beyond the arc again and make 23s. But you still need to beat the Celtics at that portion of the game because that was one of my keys to victory, by the way, for Miami in the series, is you need to light them up from 3 because when you're under-talented and undermanned, you need to find an edge with that 3-point barrage. And listen, here's my thing. If you can make 17 threes but limit Boston to 13 or 14, well, that's still a 12 to 15-point advantage for you in the 3-point category. So I'm not asking you to go shoot 50%, but just shoot 38, 40% and make 3 or 4 more than Boston. I think you have a good chance to win another game. What is your biggest key to victory, though? What is the X factor? You could name a player stepping up. You could name a thing that Miami has to do. What is your biggest key for Game 3? Let me know and display your ball knowledge down in the comment section. Final thing for Miami, listen, this is the first home playoff game of the year. You need to get the crowd involved early and often. And when you think of how energized this group on Saturday night is going to be, you just went into Boston as a 14.5-point underdog and beat them, silenced TD Garden, made Kendrick Perkins look like an absolute fool that he is. And don't get it twisted, he is a fool. He doesn't know jack shit. I'm already getting fired. Sorry, guys. You guys know. Kendrick Perkins makes me so upset. saying that Miami would get swept even if they shot 100% from the field. That's physically impossible, Kendrick Person. That dude's a clown. All right, let's get back on track. But this fan base is amped. Listen, we think history can be made here. An 8 seed being a 1 seed is unheard of. It doesn't happen often. Miami did it last year, and they could do it again in back-to-back years, including the team with the best record in the NBA in the regular season. The crowd, the Kaseya Center, will be on its feet. It will be jumped. It will be bedlam in Miami on Saturday night. So use it to your advantage. Get the crowd involved early and make those soft losers in Boston feel right out of place on Saturday night. All right, make sure you do join us for that watch party tomorrow. It will be a lot of fun for a pivotal Game 3. And like I said, when Terry Rozier gets an injury update out, I thought it just happened today. The Heat tweeted, or right now, the Heat tweeted it wasn't about it. They're continuing to be fraudulent. But I will give you an update on Terry Rozier's injury. So follow me on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. I'll see you tomorrow for that watch party.